Hello everyone, the members of our group are Ziying Yushen and Ya Hongyi. We choose to conduct a survey on the flood problem in Karkari community. We will introduce it from three directions: secondary research, set analysis, and inhabitant analysis. First of all, I will be walking you through the secondary research I did for our project on the Kakrinji floods. Basically, I looked at two things. What kinds of design frameworks are useful in this type of disaster, and what real-world examples we can learn from, especially in remote regional communities like this one. The goal here was to go beyond just how do we stop floods and ask how can we design in the way that helps the community prepare, survive, and recover. So I looked at four key frameworks: resilience design, climate adaptive design, co-design, and global model from UNDRR. Then I checked out projects around the world that have actually done this, from flooding homes to warning apps. These are the four frameworks I focused on, and each one gives us a different lens. Resilience is about designing for impact, not to avoid a disaster completely, but to bounce back fast. Climate adaptation looks at seasonal change, dry season, wet season, high heat. Co-design makes sure the people affected are a part of the process, not just a passive response. And UNDRR gives us a big picture view, seeing floods not just as natural events, but as a result of social, economic, and political factors. When we combine them, we get a more grounded, realistic approach. So this is a basic idea of resilience design. We prepare, absorb, and recover. For calculation, that might mean things like reservoir levels, water tanks, backup solar power, or housing modules that can be repaired easily after flood damage. It's not about fixing everything forever. It's, it's more about when something does go wrong, how can we make sure people are safe, supported, and able to bounce back quickly? Co design is huge in this context. We are not just designing for a community, we are designing with them. In an Aboriginal community like Calgary, that might mean holding yarning circles to listen to elders or mapping out flood risks with local residents. This builds trust and makes sure the design actually works for the people using it, not just for outsiders or planners. This one is a bit more global but really important. UNDRR says disasters are not just natural doing a thing, they are also about inequality, poor planning, and systems that fail. So if Calgary floods badly, it's not just because of rain, it's because the infrastructure isn't there, or people aren't included in decisions. So design has to look at the system, not just the symptoms. It's about long-term thinking, not just emergency response. I found some really cool examples from around the world. In Vietnam, there are floating bamboo houses designed with local farmers. In China, there's a survival pod that flashes and glows in the dark. In the US, apps send flood alerts directly to people's phones. These projects show that resilience can be low tech, high tech, or community driven, and all of them offer license we can bring to calculations. This is a flood alert app concept designed for the Calcarigi area. It supports Gurinji languages, lets users set their own alert radius, and allow locals to report water levels in real time. The goal is to build a community-led early warning system so the alerts are more local, timely, and accessible to everyone.
Hello everyone. Today I will present my detailed site analysis of Kelcrange. Kelcrange is located in the Victoria Daily region of the Northern Territory, Australia. It is a remote town situated near the Victoria River. The terrain of Cambridge is mainly flat, but there are slight hills in the south. Because the ground is mostly flat, water can easily collect in lower area during heavy rains, causing flooding. Flooding can stop people from moving around, damaging roads and houses. The next part is climate condition. The climate condition of Cambridge has two main seasons. Wet seasons is November to April. The temperature can reach 43 degrees during the day, very hot and humid, with heavy rains and thunderstorms. This can cause floods and heat stroke. Dry season is May to October, cooler but very dry. Daytime temperature are about 28 degree to 34 degree. At night, it can become very cold, below 7 degree. Show low temperature at night can affect people health, especially children and older people. Understanding rainfall is important because it affects flooding, farming, and living conditions. Wind speed in Kalkarange are mostly moderate at 10 to 20 km hours. However, for April to October, wind can reach 20 to 13 km hours frequently. Storm wind over 13 km hours appear in January and from May to October. The strong wind can damage weak buildings, such as tents or temporary structure. Therefore, we must design strong structure building that can risk wind damage. The next part is climate influence. Extremely weather conditions significantly affect residents' daily life. Wet season, heavy rainfall, and high temperature lead to heat stroke and this repeat transport. Flooded roads can isolate the community. Dry season and cold night are challenging for people's health. Design must address these challenges clearly. Buildings should have good ventilation, flood risk protection, and isolation against temperature extremely. Next part is flora and fauna. Calgary has rich biodiversity with two distinct ecological areas. Northern area near Victoria River with dense forest. It is home to many birds. South area is Try savanna regional with drought resistant plant like acacia and grass. Animals such as kangaroo live here. This area is suitable for building, but wildlife corridors must be maintained to protect animal movement. Next part is potential danger. Residents face several risks. Flooding in rainy season. Strong wind can destroy weak structure. Ex- Extreme heat can cause health problems like heat stroke. High humidity increases ill risks due to mold. Future design must clearly focus on reducing their danger, protecting residents, and promoting safe environment. Next part is future design. To manage this issue, I suggest two practical design solutions. Model elevated refuge unit. It is reside above ground, lightweight model and can rest flooding. It provide shade, collect rainwater, and improve ventilation, protecting people during emergency. Another solution is emergency information app designed for remote locations. This app work offline. It show weather light, evacuation mm, routes and clear visual in local language.
Presenting the inhabitant analysis of the Kakurinji region, which includes 6 parts. This section helps us understand the challenges faced by the community and respond more effectively to their needs. Kakurinji has around 575 people, which nearly 88% identify as Aboriginal. People mainly speak Gurjin and Gurjin Creole, and most households are large, averaging 4.7 people. Education levels are generally low, but local employment includes school staff, health workers, artists, and public service roles. The Gurindji people maintain a strong spiritual connection to their land, known as country. Land carries ancestral stories, laws, and identity. This value should be acknowledged in our planning decisions. Collectivism is also central. Family shared responsibility and elderly decision making shape daily life. Social space should support this value with communal kitchen and elder gathering areas. Knowledge is passed down through oral traditions, often in sacred space. Protecting this space and supporting storytelling areas is important. Art and language are key to Gurindji identity. Dreaming stories are told through paintings and textiles, which can be reflected in signage and public design to reinforce belonging. Politically, cockringing holds national significance. The 1966 Wave Hills walk-off and the 1975 land return marked major steps in Aboriginal land rights history and remain symbols of justice and self-determination. These events continue to shape how to Grinch people understand leadership, ownership, and identity today. The annual Freedom Day Festival commemorates this legacy. Design should reflect this political history. Storytelling spaces, commemorative installations, and gathering areas can support reflection, remembrance, and education through landscape. Let's talk about the living habits and the special needs. Cochrane is connected to the outside world by the Banting Highway and an airport. Most people walk to get around there in their daily life. Several elder and people with seeing impairments live in the community. Public design should include ramps, wide and clearly marked walkways, and the bilingual signage. It also helps to have quiet resting places that feel comfortable and culturally familiar. There are many children in the community, so safe and stimulating public play area should be an essential part of the design. In the community come from within. For example, high youth employment can lead to boredom and vandalism. Family pressure, along with past trauma, may also lead to problems like domestic violence. Many people here are cautious about outside control because of past bad experience, so building trust really matters. When we design, we can consider open and easy to see space, soft lights, and shelters that feel safe and welcoming. We can also create a place where young people can spend time, share ideas, and feel included, not left out. Let's now look at chronic issues and ongoing human rights in Cochrane, like education, health, and feeling left out. First, schools don't have enough staff or resources, and students often miss out on cultural learning. To improve this, we suggest building an outdoor learning courtyard with art space and singing in G to support both education and identity. Second, health care is limited, especially mental health. To help, we can design quiet green areas, shaded rest spots, and smell flexible clinic for claim and care. Also, many people feel excluded from decisions. To respond, co-design spaces like art walls and storytelling areas can support wealth and pride. To end, let's focus on one of the biggest risks in Cochrane flooding. It's become more frequent due to climate change and puts school, clinic, and homes at serious risk. Our project looked at how design can help during emergencies like this. We explored simple, affordable ideas based on real-world example. For example, raising buildings like clinic and schools can keep them safe and working during floods. We are also inspired by floating shelters, bamboo farms with recycled barrels that can be set up quickly when needed. These are not fixed solutions, but but starting points shaped by what we have learned so far. The aims to respond as best as we can to the needs and conditions of this community. That's all for my presentation. Our reference list.